Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the process of how I became a CNA, or Certified Nursing Assistant, which is what that stands for. I actually became a CNA about 3 to 4 years ago, I think 3. And so I'm going to share my process and how I was able to get my CNA license. And then I'm also going to go into detail about the daily duties and responsibilities of a CNA, as it is a lot of work just being a CNA. So a certified nursing assistant is below a nurse in certification / license level. I don't want to say below as in it is less work or not as important. It's, to me, myself, just as important as being any member of a medical team. So fortunately, I was able to get my CNA license while I was in high school. So that was in about 2018. It was my last year of high school, and my school partnered with the other schools and put together a CNA program. So basically it counted as one of my core classes that I had, and I went to school. I think my CNA class was 2 days a week for a couple hours. We started off with 2 days of like theory and just learning, and then we started learning our skills. So a CNA class, at least the one that I was in, I'm sure that most of them are pretty similar in what you're being taught, but you do have written exams based on the information that you're learning, and then you learn your skills. So basically what skills you're going to be performing on patients. So for me, it wasn't that hard to find a program just because my school did offer it. But my advice to you guys, if you're looking for a CNA program or even a medical assistant program, and I'll go into detail on what that is and like the differences between the two. But if you are looking for a program, honestly, get on your laptop, type in CNA programs and your location, and a whole bunch should pop up. And I know every single program is a different price, so I'm not going to go over like pricing or anything. It's really just dependent on which program you're going through. But basically, you need to find your place, contact them, see how you can get into the program. I'm pretty sure you can just go into the program straight out of high school. You don't have to have like prior licenses or anything like that. Maybe just your GE is complete or graduation. So that is like the process of getting in. It's not too hard. You just have to follow the steps and get in. So like I said, my CNA class did consist of theory, so learning, going through the book and reading and learning about things, and then we did our skills. So some of the skills we learned was how to turn a patient in bed, because keep in mind, you as a CNA, you're most likely going to be working in a nursing home, a nursing facility, and that is with elderly patients. So most of the time they're going to be bedridden, so they're going to be in bed. They're not going to be able to get up on their own. Some of them maybe, some of them no. So you're going to learn how to adjust them in bed. You don't want them sitting on one side for too long, or else they can get pressure sores, and you'll learn all about that. But basically you just learn how to turn them in bed, how to put the pillows. You want to make sure the pillows are switched every once in a while, and getting the patient out of bed up into their wheelchair and then back into bed from their wheelchair, taking them to the bathroom, bathing them. In some facilities, at least the ones that I've worked at, you take the patient to the shower room and you give them a shower. So basically think of all the daily skills that you do yourself. You feed yourself, you take yourself to the bathroom, you move around in bed, all of these daily skills. That's what you're going to be doing. So you're going to learn all of this in your class. I'm just giving you a rough breakdown. There's so many things that you do, and at first it might seem kind of overwhelming, But once you actually get exposed to real life people in the nursing home and you get hands-on experience and do things yourself, it all comes together. So with my program, and I think a lot of programs are like this, you start practicing your skills at the place where you're learning, and then after a certain period of time you get to go inside of a nursing home and you practice with the elderly patients that are there. So that was really cool, and it's kind of like clinicals. If you are a nursing, well, if you're a nursing student, you're probably not going for CNA, but it's basically clinicals in a way of saying you're getting that hands-on real life person experience. Another thing to keep in mind is when you're working as a CNA, it's always good to ask others for help and to work as a team, of course, because it is really hard to lift patients by yourself. You really want to make sure you don't throw your back out or hurt yourself, because yes, these are the things you're supposed to be doing, but it's always best to do it in a safe way. Another thing that you can expect to do as a CNA is to change and clean your patients. So a lot of them cannot get up to use the restroom, so they have a depend or diapers in a way, but you don't want to call it diapers in front of the patient because it's kind of mean, to say that. But you will be expected to change them. Think of it as changing a baby like that, but you're changing an elderly person just like that, and you clean them up, change their clothes if they need them changed, and yeah, that's basically what you do for cleaning. I know I kind of went over the daily duties of what a CNA does. I didn't touch too much on how to actually become a CNA, but that's because it really is quite simple. Like I stated, go online, search for a program. I would always call them. You can email them, but I like to get things done ASAP. So call them, let them know you want to get into the program, and you get into the program. If you have any other questions about that process, maybe I left out some information, you can always message me on Instagram or just leave that comment down below. I'm going to quickly touch on the differences between a medical assistant and a certified nursing assistant. So I'm a CNA, so I do all of those things that I touched on already, working with elderly patients and in the nursing home. So a medical assistant, they have a similar program and way of getting into the program, but a medical assistant does different things. They have a different scope of practice and different responsibilities. From my understanding and knowledge, is a medical assistant mainly works in like a clinic setting. So think of if you had the flu or you're feeling sick and you call your primary care physician. It's kind of like a walk-in. You walk into that place and the person that calls you back and gets your blood pressure, asks you what's going on, that's what a medical assistant does. If you are the type of person that is wanting to do that and kind of call the patient back, ask them what they're there for, get all their vitals, do like shots and injections and stuff like the flu shot. If that's more what you're wanting to do, then do the medical assistant program. But I also would say that if you're on the route of wanting to become a nurse later on, I would start with CNA, because a CNA, their jobs and responsibilities is going to kind of go into the path of becoming a nurse. Because even once you become a nurse, you're not going to be doing as much of the stuff that a CNA does. But if someone needs help changing someone, or your CNA needs help doing something, you as a nurse will jump in and help them out anyways, and already having that experience as a CNA will help a lot. I feel like I'm going really quickly through this video, but it's just because, I don't know, I'm passionate about being a CNA and being in nursing school, so it's really easy for me to talk about. But if I left anything out or didn't really touch on what you guys are what you guys are curious about or wanting to learn more about, just let me know and I can reach out to you and let you know. Also, the process, so once you finish your CNA schooling, like the course, you, in order to actually get your CNA license and be a licensed CNA, you do have to take like the state exam. So what I had to do is I went to the testing center and we had a written exam. I don't remember how many questions it was, to be honest, maybe 50 or a little more. It wasn't too much. Maybe it was 100, I don't know. But there was a series of questions and it's about everything you learned throughout the program, so don't sweat it. And then after that, I was given 5 skills out of the ones that we were all taught during class and got the hands-on experience doing. We each got 5 skills and we had to do those skills in front of the person, you know, giving the skills exam, and we either pass it or you don't pass it. Now with my program, they were pretty strict about not missing a step. So what I mean by that is, let's say you are having to change a patient in bed. There are certain steps you need to do. So you want to make sure that the patient's curtain is closed, or you don't want to expose them to anybody else. So that's probably one of the first steps. If you miss that step, you probably will fail. So a good thing to keep in mind throughout your program, I'm sure your teachers will touch on this. I'm not a teacher, but I'm just sharing my experience. Just keep in mind to don't forget all the little steps, but also don't overthink things. So okay guys, so this is going to be the end of my video. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any other questions. I know I kind of breezed through this and I talk pretty fast, but that's just how I am. So if you guys like this video and maybe want to see how I got into nursing school, I'm already planning on making that video. But if you guys want to see more videos like these, or just have any other suggestions, feel free to comment down below or reach out to me on Instagram. And I hope you guys all enjoyed this.